Got to luxury living. We know the way to make you feel like a million. Opening doors, we take you to higher ceilings.
Hey, Steve Zonard here with Trevisa Realty. I want to give you a quick update on Verdana Village. I actually just watched the full meeting, 118 minutes of the board members and also the future Verdana Village. They're going to talk about the Master Association. I'm just reading off of a list of items I've just documented here. So basically the association fees have gone up. I'm going to go through all of this. There's some new hires going. The planned opening of the restaurant, which is cool. Also West Village, when they're finally gonna do the vertical construction, which is shortly. We'll talk a little bit about the commercial sector, which is Verdana shops at the mouth of Verdana Village. Neighborhood update, basically how many homes sold, how many are under construction, how many are now into phase 2. That's it, and some other minor details, stuff like that. But let's start it off. So just watch the full meeting, hour and 18 minutes. Camerata Development. They look like cousins. They're like Italian guys, right? So it's nice to kind of have them there. These are the masters behind the plan development, and they're also the board of directors. So they're basically getting this together and sailing this on. So they're basically making changes on the fly when things need to be corrected. Looks like a good group of guys and girls there. Really enjoyed watching that. Just a quick update. So the Master Association raised 4%. So it's going to be like $7 per month per house going forward. It's broken up into all different categories. Like staffing is the big increase there, and then there's water, sewer, and gas. But what I'll do is I'll have a link to all this information. You can kind of go into for a further breakdown. Sorry for that ringing. That's the house we're building. We have a construction camera. Because one day I want to be sitting on the other side of that webinar, just like the Camaratas. So that's pretty much it. So they got a new hire going forward. So we've got a lifestyle director, which is awesome. We need it. We need it desperately. We need somebody to organize events. It's a little bit hokey right now. It is what it is. Obviously, it's out of the ground type community. But now we have lifestyle director, so which is cool. That's going to be cool. Hopefully, they can get some cool events. We obviously sell in other communities, and I'm kind of like Timber Creek is actually pretty cool. They have a cool lifestyle director there, and there's always events, always something bringing the community together. So I hope Kelly Rhodes, which is starting November 1st, will have this going for us in Verdana Village, because again, I'm always busy, always working, don't have enough time to kind of get into the community nor look at the events. If there's exciting stuff, maybe my kids will come and we can kind of hang out, which would be greater. So there's the sports center. They have originally now used to be a gentleman named Pat that got into, I think it was a car accident. He went on personal leave. He's going to be back now as sports center monitor. And then the other facility sports director will stay. That's Jim, and then Ben will continue as the tennis pro, which is great. They're both really cool guys. I did a little skit with them, pickleball skit with them. The restaurant, I'm going to fly through this because that was an hour and 18 minutes. I want to do this in like 7. So the planned opening of the restaurant, December 27th, which would be amazing. We'll see what happens for New Year's. It'd be nice to kind of stay in the community instead of driving out. That'd be quite fun. Also, that's going to be, think about it, a lot of family and friends are going to be in town. If there's a bar, down the road where you can ride your bike or a golf cart, it's going to be a lot of fun, especially during the holidays, which would be cool. So they're going to be, the month of December, they're going to be, it's all hands on deck. We've walked the property many times. They're preparing for furniture, the staff and training, and they've hired, or they're flirting with a few head chefs right now, executive chefs. So hopefully they get one hired very shortly, and then they want to get one hired, which would make total sense, that the head chef will kind of have direction while the finishing process of the restaurant is going forward, so we have a good take on how things should be and how he or she would want them, which would be great. West Village, that's basically phase 1 where I live. They're talking about the West Village facility there, the amenity center. They're right now. I actually driven the site just recently. They're basically doing the waterworks right now, like all the plumbing and draining currently right now, like the mechanical section of it. They'll be ready. They said there's a permitting issue right now. It's ongoing. So next 3 to 4 weeks they'll be breaking ground vertically. So that's obviously that precast. I'm not sure if that's going to be precast if it's large enough. It could be concrete block. But anyway, when they start the vertical construction. Quick update on the commercial sector of Verdana. This is Verdana Shops. So there's going to be a nail salon opening in November. UPS store is in permitting phase, which is great. I mean, I do a lot of printing with real estate, so that's going to be nice to have there. Also, packaging. I'm building stuff like Vespas and stuff, so it's always something that's going to be perfect for me. The hair salon lease is out for signing, so that'll be in shortly, hopefully. Dunkin' Donuts they're targeting Jan-Feb, so first quarter of next year to open. There's going to be a physical therapy office, which would be good for us too, as my daughter's in competitive dance, so that'd be a good spot. New York Pizza and Pasta, cool, that'd be nice. Obviously have like a small little secondary restaurant to head to, especially on a Friday night if you don't feel like cooking. Dental office, which would be great. The Fifth Third Bank they're going to be opening. It's a freestanding building, so I think that's going to be either, I don't know which parcel they're going to place it on, but that's going to be a freestanding building, which would be cool. There's an additional restaurant in discussions, no sign leased yet. Hopefully could be, I don't know, we'll see what happens. It'd be nice to have like an outdoor bar and stuff like that. There's a few out parcels. They have some more land. I think it's on the opposite side, like the east side of where Publix is. There could be they're thinking that there's considering combining two for a large tenant, possibly another big restaurant, so hopefully that's cool. Neighborhood updates. This is information I love because obviously I sell real estate. So there's 870 homes built currently in the West Phase. That's 36% of the entire area, so that's phase 1 and 2. Remember, we're 2,400 houses. So if you kind of look at phase 1, I mean, if there's 870 and there's 1,200, what does that equate to? It's like 73% complete in phase 1, and there's 181 homes under construction currently right now. So that's basically, they say they're under contract. I'm not sure if there could be a lot of spec homes in there too, but there's 181 homes under construction. So if we're at 870 plus 181, we'll be at 1,050, so 150 left. So again, I'm trying to sell the rest of this to my clients that want to move into Verdana. I think phase 1 is going to be, just remember, you're going to be not in construction. Like phase 2, you're going to be in construction for obviously multiple more years. So you're in the tail end of phase 1. You won't be in construction, which would be great, but also probably better for pricing in construction. So it's up to you. Phase 2, there's 30 homes in production currently right now. If you kind of look there, a lot of the villas are getting done, and also Hinckley, that main road is under construction. We fly by there with the Vespa to take a quick look. Phase 3 and 4, which is going to be, that's basically Pod 2 as they call it, and that's Village, East Village rather. So phase 3 is approved, phase 4 is underway. So by end of the year, they'll have that approved and ready to sell currently. Other announcements: the food and beverage minimum, that $480 fee that we signed up for, that'll be exclusively for the restaurant and cafe. That fee will start in Jan 1st of next year, so Q1. So remember, you got to use this. This is not going to roll over. It's not like you're going to build points where you don't use 500 this year and you get another 500 next year, so you have 1,000 to spend. You need to use this. Obviously, this is for the restaurant to keep everything viable, which makes total sense, because if we didn't have this, you'd have a ghost town and then maybe not have a restaurant when you want it. So this is obviously good planning. Playground canopy, the permits improved. They're going to do the install before Thanksgiving, which is great. They mentioned it too. They did it obviously after hurricane season, because imagine they had to put it up, then put it down. And remember, anything that happens here is basically out of our pocket. So you got to protect, like the HOA. It's like you're spending your own money here. You can't just be frivolous with this either, because if you know about real estate, the higher your amenity fees are, the HOA fees, the lower prices your houses are going to be in the future. So you got to make sure that we're all, everyone's kind of being diligent with this too. They mentioned the construction trailers are going to be moving to phase 2 year end, which is cool. Again, phase 1 come into a close. We'll have full no construction. And if you know about that, like nail pops and tires, like I got a few cars. I got a 911 with like 3 literally holes in them. I got to plug them myself on a weekly basis, but it's okay. It's all good. It's part of being in a new construction site, right? Yeah, they said executive chef they're nearing a hire. That'd be great. Hopefully, it's someone that's energetic, creative, and going to make like a great experience. We've eaten at Wild Blue a few times, and I like that place. I think it's like a real restaurant experience. It's packed on the weekends, which is nice. I hope Verdana gets to that point too, where community gets out and we can all hang out, right, and have a few drinks. The amenity walkway, which is important to me on a personal level because we go to the gym quite early, 6 a.m., and walking through the where the bocce courts are is severely dark, which I'm okay with, and it's obviously that long process you have to walk around. So having those amenity walkway opened up in the next 3 weeks is awesome. I like that. I know there's I don't know who it is, but they're driving through our gates, which it doesn't make sense to me. Like you're scratching your car. I don't get it unless you have some bars in the front. But even the other home that we all own in Fort Myers is like they just drive through them, which doesn't make sense. It never made sense to me. But anyway, they're going to put 2 cameras there, share its department. So whoever's doing that, you better get your fun out now before those cameras come in, because then it's probably be a felony at that point. They're going to have a restaurant job fair going forward, so that's cool. People living in the area, college kids, stuff like that. It might be cool to have a job nearby. You can walk to work, which is great. The resident gates, obviously right now we have construction going on, so I'm on the resident gate. That's the one I use because it's closest to home. Is open during the day, and then it closes at night. I believe it closes at 7, if I'm not mistaken. So that's going to be the west gates open for 12 months, closing second amenity center completion. East gate remaining section. Yeah, so they're going to be closing in 12 months. West gate opens for 12 months. I don't know what I wrote here, but I think it's going to be open for another year, and then it'll be closed and then moved off into the East Village. The facility hours for the restaurant and the craft lounge will be closed Monday, Tuesdays, which makes total sense. You don't want staff being burnt out, and also you don't want to be burning our HOA dollars. So that makes total sense because those are dead days. But the cafe will be open 7 days if you need to get something to eat or drink. Infrastructure updates, the Alico widening, which is cool. The scheduled completion by spring of next year. So that's great news for us. Commuters, because we drive our kids into Bonita, and it's a little bit of a hassle to get up and down that corkscrew. So the wider, the better. Clearly, there was because there's question and answers after. So it's quite funny because people they type in their questions. Some of them are angry, some are not. But they were talking about the pool hall monitors report issues. So the pool hall monitors, it is a little bit it's uncomfortable to be honest. But after watching this, sort of makes sense. Yeah, you got to show your ID when you're in there now. Obviously, people abuse it. You got to always blame the people. It's like high insurance rates. It's always the people that kind of, do something to do extra claims, and then ultimately we're paying high insurance. And this is clearly what happened here. So they had to hire the pool hall monitors, as they call them. So they'll check your IDs when you come in, make sure you're a resident of the community, and then ultimately they don't want you drinking in the pool, which sucks clearly, but we're not in Cancun, so we can't do that. But ultimately there was issues, and I wanted to know why. But there was supposedly a resident in the community, 13 years old, gave his key pass to I think some kids from the local areas. They would come in, and they said they jumped the fence, but I'm not sure. But then they would drink in the hot tub and get drunk. So obviously there's liability issues there. The only thing, if you really think about it, and they mentioned it, if they get caught and they get fined, and that pulls the liquor permit from our restaurant and our cafe, that's going to be a huge issue. It's almost like reason for moving, to be honest, at that point. So I can understand where they're coming from with that. And then also what they're saying is too, with the umbrellas, like after you're done, you should close them, which I'm guilty of that. Sometimes I see them open, I don't touch them. But then also people are not cleaning up after themselves. So that's why they have now like staff in the pool area where they'll close the umbrellas after you leave. And then also if there's a mess, they're gonna put it away for you, which doesn't make sense. If you're making a mess, you should do it yourself. That's pretty much it. Just a quick update on Verdana Village. Obviously, we live here. We want to make sure this place is amazing.
I got luxury living. We know the way to make you feel like a million. Opening doors, we take you to higher ceilings. Should be so